the discovery of Lascaux Cave painting. Like and subscribe to get more interesting historical happenings like this. In the humid summer of 1940, deep in the French countryside, a teenager named Marcel Ravadet was wandering with his dog, Robot. The world beyond France was collapsing into war, but here, in the quiet woods near the village of Montignac, everything felt still. Robot darted ahead as dogs do, chasing scents only he understood, until suddenly he disappeared with a yelp. Marcel ran after him and found the dog scratching frantically at a hole in the ground. Curious, Marcel widened the opening, pushing aside stones and roots. What he uncovered that morning would become one of the most astonishing archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. Marcel crawled into the dark opening, sliding down a narrow shaft until his feet touched soft earth. It was cold inside and smelled of damp stone and ancient air that hadn't moved for thousands of years. As his eyes adjusted, he lifted the small oil lamp he'd brought, and the dim glow flickered against the walls. At first he saw nothing unusual, smooth rock the color of old bone. Then he turned slightly, and the light caught something unnatural: lines, shapes, colors. All at once, the shadows revealed a mural stretching across the cavern wall. Horses with flowing manets galloped across the stone, so vivid they almost seemed in motion. Great bulls and deer, painted in ochre, black, red, and yellow, filled the enormous chamber. Some figures were layered, as if the artists had returned again and again over generations. The animals were drawn with careful curves and muscle lines so precise that even modern artists marvel at them. Marcel gasped, nearly dropping his lamp. No one in living memory had seen this. He scrambled out of the cave and ran to his friends, urging them to come back with ropes and stronger lamps. Together they crawled inside, discovering chamber after chamber, each one more breathtaking than the last. There were over 600 paintings and nearly 1,500 engravings, some dating back more than 17,000 years, created by people from the Upper Paleolithic era. These weren't crude markings, they were masterpieces. Word spread quickly through Montignac. At first villagers were skeptical, but once they saw the walls, the news reached scholars in Paris. Archaeologists rushed to the site and immediately recognized the importance of what the boys had found: a perfectly preserved window into prehistoric human imagination. This place was soon named Lascaux Cave, and it became known as the Sistine Chapel of Prehistory. For a brief moment after its discovery, thousands of visitors streamed into the chambers. But the warmth of human bodies and the carbon dioxide from breathing began damaging the ancient pigments. Moss and mold started creeping across the walls. Alarmed scientists eventually closed the cave to the public to protect the paintings from fading forever. Today, only a tiny group of researchers are allowed inside each year, while incredibly precise replicas now allow millions to see what Marcel first glimpsed that quiet afternoon with his dog. What makes the story extraordinary isn't just the age or beauty of the art, but the mystery behind it. The prehistoric artists painted animals they depended on but also feared. Some species depicted, like the woolly rhinoceros, no longer exist. The meaning of the scenes remains uncertain. Were they spiritual, educational, a record of hunts, or something entirely unknown? What's certain is this: a curious teenager, following the sound of his dog in the woods, uncovered a moment of human genius that had lain hidden for nearly 18 millennia. And thanks to that moment, the modern world gained one of the clearest, most breathtaking glimpses into the minds of ancient humans, our ancestors, who lived long before writing, cities, or tools of metal, yet who still felt compelled to create art that survived the ages.